Hey everybody, Eric here. I'll be working out on a flat bench Bowflex, and today's routine is a little bit different. This is a routine I'm calling the rebuild routine. So maybe you've been out of the game for a little bit, and that could be by choice or by circumstance, or maybe you're looking to change things up. Well, this is a good routine for you. So today's routine is going to involve low tempo work with HIIT work. So those things kind of sound like the opposite, and basically what we're trying to do is activate our body, re-engage those muscles, and then we're going to raise our heart rate and finish out this routine pretty hard. So the first half of this routine, we're going to be working down the page here, and we're going to be counting our reps. We're going to do 6 reps per set, but we're going to take them really slow, 6 seconds each. So we're going to lift the weight pretty quickly, hold it for a second, and then slowly lower the weight. And what we want to do is re-engage those muscles that maybe haven't felt activated for a little bit. And then the second half of this routine is going to be a HIIT style routine. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, and we're going to go in reverse order. So we're going to work our way up the page here. And what that's going to do is hopefully raise our heart rate after we've activated those muscles and continue to activate them. So if you're going to be joining me for this routine, go ahead and hit that like button. You know I appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, well, welcome. And let me tell you the next couple things we're going to do here. So we're going to start things off with a 4-minute warm-up, and we're going to get stretched out during that. And then we're going to rack up the resistance. And I'll have a few different resistance settings that I'm going to recommend. And we will be changing the resistance a couple times throughout today's routine, but there'll be a nice little break period where we can do that. So I hope everybody's going to be joining me for this routine. I hope this is going to be energizing and get you back into the swing of things, and I will see you right back for that warm-up. All right, first thing, let's do some yes, no spins. So do an exaggerated yes motion and stretch out your neck. And we're going to do exaggerated nose, side to side. Take it nice and smooth. Don't go too fast. And then we're going to do a couple full circles here. And then we're going to change directions. All right, now we're moving to some tuck jacks. So for these, do a jumping jack, except instead of jumping, we're just going to raise our knees. And then we're going to clap our hands underneath our knees together here. Now, this is a good lift to both loosen up your back and your shoulders, loosen up your legs, and get your blood flowing. So go as fast as you're comfortable going. I feel like picking up the pace today. And as I do this, I'm going to demo all the different lifts we'll be doing here today on the screen now. And as we go throughout this routine, these demos will show up right before each exercise, so you can feel confident you know what's coming up next. "30 more seconds. All right, good work. Next, we're going to move into some chest flutters into an arm pull. So for this, just kind of pretend you're flapping some wings here. And then after a few, you're going to pull your arm across your body, stretch out your shoulder and your tricep here. And let's flutter some more, and then pull that arm. Flutter, flutter. Arm pull. Flutter, flutter. Move into our last arm pull here. And now we're going to move into some torso twists. So arms out wide, and you're just going to spin side to side here. And I like having my legs pretty wide to get a nice stable stance here. All right, now we're going to move into alternating toe taps. So you're just going to then lean forward and tap the opposite toe. We're just going to do this for about 30 seconds here. And if you need to bend your knees a little, that's okay. Got about 10 more seconds of this. And then for our final stretch, I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm gonna be doing some wrist spins and also some body weight squats. So for a wrist spin, you just kind of spin your wrist here. Just get those forearms nice and loose. And then for a body weight squat, I'm going to just drop down here, use my arms as a counterbalance, and drop down. All right, so let's start racking up our resistance. First thing you're going to do is start running the cables through your leg extension attachment, because our first lift is going to be a leg extension. So let's get that set up. And then for our resistance, so I've got 3 different resistance settings recommended. So heavy weight setting, I would go with 100 pounds of power rods on both sides. Now, I say that because some of these lifts here are going to be using our legs or rows, big muscle groups. The next setting, medium weight setting, I would go with 80 pounds of power rods on both sides. And the lightweight setting, I go with 50 pounds of power rods. Again, we are going to have a weight setting change throughout this routine where we're going to drop the weight a little bit for some of the harder lifts. So that's where I'd start out with, but you can adjust the weight as you go. So again, about today's routine, a little bit different. We're going to be counting our reps, and we're going to take the reps really slow. And our first set is going to be leg extension. So for a leg extension, you're going to sit up, and you can lean back or sit up straight. Either works. And we're going to do 2 sets of these. And as you do these sets, I want you to kick out and explode upward. Hold the weight out for about 1 or 2 seconds, and then you're going to slowly drop the weight over the course of the 6 seconds. And we're going to have, this timer is going to count our reps. You'll hear a beep, and when you hear that beep, I want you kicking up. So kick, and then slowly drop. And when you hear this beep, I want you kicking up again, and then slowly drop. And if you find yourself out of sync, just go ahead and lift the weight up. You don't want to leave your lift without any tension on it. Keep slowly lowering that weight. And that's our first set. So hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit of burn, re-engage those quads a little bit. And we're going to do 2 sets of this in a row here. So again, if you find yourself a little out of sync with the clock, that's okay. Go ahead and explode upward. Hold the weight until you hear the beep, and then start dropping the weight. Lift, hold, and slowly drop. Going slow like this sounds like it should be easy. It sure is tough because you really have to control the weight through the entire repetition. And hopefully you really get to feel some power come back to those muscles. All right, so we're going to be setting aside our leg extension attachment for a bit, and we're going to now just reconnect your normal handles up here. We're going to come back to our leg extension as our final lift of the day, and then everything else is going to be through these middle pulleys. So let's reattach these handles. And then our first lift here is just going to be a normal seated row, and we're going to keep it in that same fashion here where we pull the weight, hold it for a second, and then slowly release it back. And for a row, you can either be sitting on your attachment here, or up against your, kind of have your backside up against it, or you can even just have your feet out here and then do a row this way. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Pull that weight back, hold it for a sec, and then slowly release. Pull. Nice and slow. Slow on that release. All right, so we're gonna do 2 sets of rows. And then after we've done this leg extension and row, everything else from here we're gonna just do 1 time each as we work our way down, and then we'll hit those all back when we switch over to the HIIT style routine. So 1 more set of rows here. Slowly release till you hear the beep. Last one. Okay, next lift is a bicep curl, and if you really struggled on the weight for that, I would go ahead and recommend dropping a few pounds, because these next few lifts are going to be a little bit tougher than a row. Bicep curl, pretty straightforward. You face the machine, grab these handles, and then you're just going to curl the weight up towards your shoulders. We got to take it slow though. Lift, hold, and then slowly drop. It's number 4 right here. Come on. 5. Last rep. Nice, okay. Shoulder press up next. And for this, you're gonna have your back to the tower. And I like getting actually pretty close to the end of my bench here. And then I'm gonna put my handles just like this here. I got the handles, I guess, over my hands, if that makes sense. And then you're just gonna press straight up towards the sky here. 6 of these, real slow. That's 1. 2. Slowly dropping that weight really engages your back and your shoulders here. Last rep. There we go, nice. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is a pullover crunch. Put your legs over your leg extension, and then you're gonna grab these handles here. And what you're gonna do is have your arms straight out in front of you, and then bring them down towards your thighs, and raise your shoulders off the bench into a crunch. And you're gonna hold it, and then release. So probably hold the crunch for about 2 or 3 seconds here, and then release. Here we go. All right, you can stay lying down here. As our next lift is going to be a lying tricep extension. So the range of motion on this is going to be pretty small, so it's really difficult to have this take 6 seconds, so you really need to think about moving slow. So you're going to have your arms extended down to your thighs, slowly bring them up so that your arms are pointing at the ceiling, and then extend it back down. And that's just 1. There's 3. 4. 5, last one. All right, nice work. So final set before we have a weight change, and that's going to be a calf raise. And what we're going to do here is you're going to take these weights and bring them up like you just did a bicep curl, and we're going to be facing the tower really close. You're going to hold it in this curled position, and then you're just going to go on your tippy toes and then drop. So you got to stay up on your tippy toes for 2 seconds or so and slowly lower. That's 1, 2, 3. It's hard to go slow as you slowly drop. 4. 5. 'Nice, okay. Okay, so we have a short break here and we're gonna change our weight setting. Heavy weight setting, 80 pounds. Medium is gonna be 50 pounds and lightweight drop down to 30 pounds is my recommendation. And then we're gonna move into a chest press after this. So for chest press, you're gonna be seated on the bench away from the tower, kind of like the shoulder press. I like sliding a little bit further away from the tower though. I've got my hands over the handles, and then I'm gonna press this weight out, and then I'm gonna slowly lower it back towards my body here. So everybody, join me here. Chest press in 3, 2, 1. Press and slowly lower. Press. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. All right, hopefully you're feeling that engage your chest, activate those muscles. And our next lift, high cross row, spin it around. And we're gonna be facing the tower here, but you're gonna grab the opposite handle for this one. And what you're gonna do is then bring these handles kind of up to shoulder height, and the cables are gonna cross in front of you. So let's raise it up, hold it, and then slowly lower. Raise on the beep. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. 'Okay, torso twist up next. So for this, you're gonna face away from the tower and you're gonna grab the handle nearest you. I like having one foot kind of resting up against the leg extension, and then I'm gonna keep my gaze straight out, kind of in line with this knee, and then I'm gonna pull this weight across my body here. And you really only want to be engaging your midsection here. And doing this one real slow. Doing this one real slow really engages that core. I know you could go a lot faster. Fast is not the point though. Okay, spinning around, other side. And this is gonna be our last set of the low tempo work. And then we're moving into the hip work where we're gonna do torso twists to get things going again. All right, let's twist. Okay, so from here, we are gonna do all those same lifts in reverse. So we're gonna do another set of torso twists here, except instead of going with the low tempo, we're going just for 40 seconds straight. And no, I'm gonna encourage you though, try to keep the pace nice and slow and engage your core through the entire repetition. Doesn't have to be 6 seconds, it could be 4 though. You're really just trying to work your midsection. You shouldn't really be feeling it in your shoulders or arms. Okay, 20 seconds and we're doing the other side. And as I was saying, really engage that midsection. It should almost feel like you're holding your breath or something in terms of the feeling in your stomach here. That said, I want you breathing throughout this. It's just the sensation you might get in your stomach. Control that weight through the whole motion, just like we did in the first half. Okay, standing cross rows, face the tower, opposite handle, and then we're going to be raising this weight up towards our shoulders. All right, let's work. Chest press up next. Again, we're going to have our hands over the handles and just pressing the weight away from our body. So this routine, again, a bit different. This is the type of routine I needed. For me, I've been sick a lot lately. I was out for about 10 days, and I wanted to find something to come back to resistance training and my workouts again. And this was the type of routine that sounded great to me. I hope you're enjoying it. Okay, changing our resistance back to our original resistance we had. And if you need to grab a drink of water, now is the time. So I'm going back up to a little over 100 pounds again. And our first lift is going to be a calf raise. So again, for calf raise, bring the weight up here, and then you're going to go up on your tippy toes and keep doing that. All right, let's raise it up. See, I was sick for about 10 days, and that was really tough for me because I've had a streak on this channel of putting out one video a week for over a year, and I just couldn't. And so the streak was broken. But you have to get back on the saddle at some point. Don't let it be forever. Almost there. Okay. Lying tricep extension up next here. We're going to be lying down on our Bowflex, and this is where we bring our handles down and then up to the sky. Extend those arms out to the thighs, and then only a quarter circle motion here. So if you haven't been working out because of, an ailment, or you were sick or something, I get that. If you just haven't, had the motivation, I want to tell you about this membership program that I've created for the channel that I think is going to help give you motivation, and that's specifically what I've designed it for. Okay, you're going to keep lying down for our next lift. But memberships, though, I've got a $3 supporter tier that's going to give you a workout tracker, and that tracker includes a calendar to see how long your streak is or how long it's been since you've worked out, and writing down your workouts is one of the best ways to stay motivated. You get to track your progress, and it's really nice to have a streak going. At some point you're like, hey, I don't want to break my streak. Or at some point you're like, I haven't worked out in 3 days. I got to get back into it. So the next thing is workout programs that actually assign you different workouts that you should be doing each day. Okay, shoulder press up next. And we're just going to be pressing the weight up. So one of the best ways to stay with it, though, is to have somebody telling you, here's what you're going to do. You have a plan, and all you got to do is follow along. Having a workout plan helps keep you on point. Let's go. Shoulder press, 40 seconds. I certainly suffer from not having a plan sometimes because I'm trying to create workouts for this channel. I also like to run and cycle a lot. And if I don't know what I'm going to be doing that day, it's easy to just miss the whole workout. So be sure to check out that stuff. Enough about that, though. Let's focus on finishing out this routine. We got some bicep curls, we got some rows, and then we got some leg extensions. So bicep curls. Here we go, facing the tower. Let's curl it up. Ten more seconds. Here we go. 2 sets of rows coming up. And I hope you're feeling it now. Your heart rate should be up. Control the weight through the whole row. Hold it for a second at the fully extended position for more difficulty. Ten more seconds. Okay, so we got this one more set of rows, and then we're going to reconnect our leg extension, and then we're going to be wrapping things up. So this is our last arm lift. I want you giving it everything you got. Let's row. Almost there. 10 more seconds. You got this. Push yourself. All right. Got a few seconds here. You can grab some water, but I would wait until after you've hooked up your leg extension. This always takes me longer than I think it will. All right. I want you firing out these legs. Really finish this routine out strong. And for this final set, just for you, I've added an extra set of leg extensions. So instead of doing 2 on this final one, we're gonna be doing 3. We don't do this leg extension often, but since we have it hooked up, we're gonna go at it hard. Nice. 2 more sets to go. And you know what? I'm feeling even more weight. I'm going to add just a bit more. We'll see if I regret that. And this weight I'm adding, this is, I have a separate video on that. I'll link to it in the description. And it's all about upgrading your resistance for cheap with elastic bands. Twenty more seconds. Final set coming up here. And I hope you're feeling good. I hope your body's feeling loose but strong. That's the whole point of this routine. Get that feeling all across your body. Feel how strong you are. And let this be the turning point for you. You got 10 more seconds. Finish strong. All right, good work everybody. Let's remove our power rods from tension. Now, if you feel like you have a little bit more in you, I want to recommend you do my quick ab add-on routine. There's gonna be a little card up on the screen, so you don't necessarily need to rack up your resistance. But for everybody else who's calling it a day here, good work. Great job showing back up today. If you're a member of the programs, don't forget to comment with a hashtag below to get your workout recorded. And for everybody, thank you for joining me for this workout. Be good to yourself and be good to others.